name's LuAnn Cahn. I'm 54 years old. I'm the host of a lifestyle and entertainment show at NBC 10 in Philadelphia called The 10 Show, and I've been in news in Philadelphia for 23 years.
LuAnn, and she's great at what she does. LuAnn just interviewed me for her show. I'm really impressed. LuAnn, let's talk about, first of all, you're a great role model for people in their 50s for a lot of reasons. You've been through a lot. Can you tell us what some of the things you've been through?
Well, I'm a 19-year breast cancer survivor, and I've had a number of major medical issues. I had my large intestine removed before that for ulcerative colitis. So big health issues in my life, and just surviving in the TV industry all this time is pretty big survivorship.
I'm sorry,
the
it's
business
huge.
has changed.
It's huge. To be on camera at your age is a great thing. I mean, you're good at what you do, so clearly they recognize that. But while the fact that you have this job and you're doing really well and you're busy, you're kind of plan B-ing. What is
Definitely. I started the blog oneyearfirst.com.
What's the blog? Oh.
It's called oneyearfirst.com, and in 2010, every single day I did something new I had never done before. The blog, and it sounds like a stunt, and it was, but it was born out of sheer frustration because in my business, everything was shrinking, people were losing their jobs, some jobs were being converged, resources were being taken away. I was an investigative reporter at the time. I was very frustrated and angry. It wasn't my boss's fault, but it was just what's happening in the business. And my daughter, who's 23 years old, said, you need to start a blog. Well, I wasn't on Facebook, I wasn't on social media, I wasn't tweeting. And I'm like, what am I going to do with a blog? And she said, just trust me, you need to have that creative outlet. You have to brand yourself. You have to create your own thing outside of your thing at the station. And that was the plan B. I don't know if I really understood it was plan B when I started. I just knew I had to do something else in addition to, and create something new for myself. And it turned out by doing new things every day, as crazy and nuts as it was, I started with the polar bear plunge. I did reinvent my life. In a year, my job has changed, my life has changed, I'm teaching, I'm going to school, I'm getting my master's, and I'm realizing no matter what happens here, I love my job, and if I get to keep it, great, but no matter what happens here, I'm working on that plan B. I'm working on that next stage that I could dance on, and I'm excited about it.
It's really inspirational, but did you kind of visualize what you want your life to look like over the next 20 years? Did you sort of say, okay, I'm 54, I work in media, media doesn't take you forever, we all know. I have to kind of figure out what I want to do.
Yeah, I did, you talk about pieces. I did, when I'd sit with my friends and we talk about what do we want to do, I thought, I'd love to write, I'd love to speak, I'd love to be in control of my own destiny, which you really aren't when you're in TV news. There's just constant deadlines and someone's telling you where to go a lot of the time. And you're not in control of your own life. I think that's part of getting into your 50s. You want control and you want to have your own destiny. You want to be in charge of it. And when I looked at those pieces, I started during this year of firsts going toward those passions and things that I might like to do in the next life. And I'm really glad now. I don't feel so panicked. If this all came to an end, my great career, I feel sure now that I've started on the next stage of my life and I'll be okay. I'm blogging. I'm on social media. I really learned it. I get it. And I'm very excited. I think the 50s may be more interesting and better than the 30s.
Well, I agree with you. And when you're doing what you're doing, can you give, because you're too cool. I love this. Can you give me 3 pieces of advice for women out there who, they're not as maybe some aren't as glamorous as you. They don't have the glam job. But, we discussed this before. We both know a lot of people who come to us and go, we're stuck, right? And I think women
Yes.
come to women who look like they have their lives in control and feel, especially, and will say, I'm stuck, what's advice? So you being a great role model, having been through a lot and reinvented and still being in the game, what 3 pieces of advice can you give my blog followers?
Definitely, I really relate to being stuck, and I think you have to think about what would you do? What else would you like to do. And go do it, whether it's tennis, whether it's learn a new language, whatever it is that you haven't done. I mean, come on, there's only so much time. Go out and do it. Learn something new. I think a lot of us feel we're finished, we're done at a certain age, and that is just not true. We've got so much experience and wisdom. So go out and learn and experience. We've got a lot of life left. I think that's the main thing I would say. Don't say no so much. There was this whole thing where everyone said, just start saying no. Don't overextend yourself. But then we stopped remembering how to say yes. Yes. To someone asking you to do some wacko thing that you would never do before. Just say yes. Just go experience it. I think that's important. Even if you hated it, it's important to go. I know in my year of first, I found out things that I thought that I would hate. I really liked. I thought, I hate golf. I took a lesson and I loved it. Just go out and experience life. And I think Plan B that you talk about is very, very important. Don't put your head in the sand and think, oh, I'm secure. Because you're right. No one's secure. Create the life you want.
Thank you. Well, you're a great inspiration, and it was a treat meeting you and talking to you this morning.